Hi, I would like to talk about what it means to have good social life. Social life as in, yeah, just the way it sounds, right? But there's a deeper aspect I want to dig into. It's not just about having good friends or great friends, but having friends that can bring out versions of yourself that you may not have before. What I mean by that is basically like if you're like an introverted person, it's good to have extroverted friends. If you're an extroverted friends, you may need introverted friends. And this can help you sort of dive into different aspects of your own personalities that you may not dig into if you only choose the friends you stereotypically just want to hang out with, right? And when I say all kinds of friends, I mean like just all kinds of friends in terms of personalities, background, everything. And this is what makes life very unique and special, right? Like, I want you to do a mental exercise right now. I'm just for fun. Like, think of all your friends and maybe your top five or top three friends or even top 10 and write down like their personalities and styles. And then try to come up with personality styles that you may not have encountered before in terms of like have friends with, right? And then you may start to realize, you could pause the video and do the exercise, but you may realize, hey, there's actually these other aspects of friends I haven't met up with or socialized with. And so what this video is really about, let me articulate it better, it's like just basically social varieties. So like if you think about it, if I were, for my case, without naming names, I do have like 3 to 5 extroverted friends, and there's some like introverted friends, but I'm not just saying the degree of shyness or a degree of, not shyness, right? Like I'm talking more of like, hey, is this friend an explorer? Is this friend good at like planning, right? Like if you're missing these kinds of friends, try and seek out those kind of friends, right? But if you have them, what are other aspects of a friend that you may be missing on? Like for example, if you have friends who love to explore, why not find friends who also like to sit at home and read or watch news or even do any home stuff, even like gardening or like building a real Lego set or playing games. Those sort of friends who like to stay home. Why I believe this is beneficial is because I believe that through my understanding, our brains can be rewired and hardwired, etc. I mean, like not in a manipulative way, but it's like you are what you are. Like you are what you eat, but you're also who you hang out with, right? So like in order to be transformative, almost like a social chameleon, to a point that you can get all kinds of friends, you need to understand all kinds of friends. I think this video is more useful for those who are shy, but probably useful for anyone to a certain degree. Like literally the mental exercise of, or getting a piece of paper or on a laptop, just write down like who are your friends like? Are they energetic? Are they explorative? Are they good at planning? What are their hobbies? Like, do they like playing chess, play games, maybe run? They love exercise. If you don't like hanging out with, let's say you haven't yet hang out with people who love going to the gym, maybe that can be good for you too. Like there is of course prioritization, and it's also like your own personal favoritism. I cannot dictate who you hang out with. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is more like broaden, not broaden. Like I'm not saying, like if in the entire universe is available for you right now, and you play a movie, and that movie is your life from birth to going to heaven. What kind of life is it? Like who would you hang out with, etc., etc. Hanging out with friends who make you feel good is probably the key universal concept that anyone in the world understands, right? But what if you step out of your comfort zone and try to have friends you normally wouldn't hang out with? Even if they're like goth, But as you know, like, but okay, one thing I should mention is no matter what kind of friends you hang out with, like these new kind of friends you choose to hang out with, whether it's goth or maybe like people who follow religion or people who love sports, all kinds of people. Of course, you need to filter out those who may be too selfish or too dangerous. Hope not. Like, of course, you don't want to hang out with people who are shady and I don't know. I won't describe them. Like, I think we all know. Like we cannot be friends with people who like stealing or whatever. That's the sort of crime aspect, whatever. We don't hang out with those. But what I mean, like hanging out with all kinds of friends you would suspect you won't meet in the future, just based off of your friend list preference. And so if you really think about it, like we meet all these friends and then through it all, it can be good for our social networking in terms of like you get the chance to learn from all kinds of people and any other people, right? So yeah, that's, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how to elaborate on this topic further, except the fact that, you know, thinking back in my life, I feel I made friends with friends whom I probably wouldn't have met if I didn't choose to step out of the comfort zone. Like, for example, oh my gosh, it's 8 p.m., I feel like sleeping, and then a friend says, hey, there's a party going on, you want to go? I'm so tired, maybe there's a midterm, like, okay, if midterm is next week, better sleep and study for it, right? But if it's like you're free for the next few weeks and you're tired but you just can't fall asleep, so why not take a shot at some new adventure? Who knows what that will lead you to? The world is full of mystery and full of like locks that need to be unlocked, right? Like I'm thinking so deep into my own head right now, like just you unravel things for yourself, and that's the best justice you can ever do for yourself, because you can understand, like you know how I said, and how you know there's a saying like you are who you are, you are what you eat, right? But you are also you are who you hang out with, right? And so if you want to become more extroverted and you're shy, try pushing the boundaries, like go for those extroverted friends, right? And if you're extroverted, try something new. Like you'd be surprised, like, you know, who knows? Like I heard a rumor, like it's a never mind, I forgot the rumor, but something along the lines like if you have friends with introverted people, you tend to like broaden your perspective. Not perspective, I 100% forgot the rumor. It was like this saying, like my relatives' friends talked about something about like if you're an extroverted and you have an extroverted girlfriend or a boyfriend, it might not last as long as having an introverted girlfriend or boyfriend, because then you know that person wants you all for themselves. Hey, that's a good trick. But anyways, going back to my main point, like try something new, expand the list, write down the personalities of your friends, and then write down the personalities that may belong to people who you normally don't hang out with, and search them up, not online, or you could if it's like a social activities like, you know, Facebook groups, etc. But then, you know, seek on your within your life and try to befriend with them, whether at school or in an industry you work in, and then see if you can really learn and adapt and become the social chameleon, and then you can basically expand your comfort zone and your network, and that's 100% very good, right? So thank you for listening, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video may have opened up for you to like think some other things. Who knows? We'll see. Well, thank you for listening, and interesting. You know, all these random topic, like I come up with every day, it really opened up like some part of my brain that makes me keep thinking things. Like my brain is spinning. Like I'm like a unlaggy version of a fast computer. That's how I feel like. so funny, right? Like I just keep going and see where that brings me, and I really hope to hear some comments and maybe like comments in your own, if you feel comfortable sharing your own personal life. Were there any friends you've never thought you would befriend with and then end up did, and then give you so much happiness and like what all these learnings, right? Like it made you realize about things you would normally not notice. Yeah, I would love to hear some comments. And thank you for listening to me. God bless. Bye for now. Godspeed.